And you.
And me. Hey, world. Welcome to episode 23 of the podcast. It's still called Preparing to Podcast. We still have not done the rebrand that people have been clamoring for.
They have been clamoring.
When's the new format coming out?
It's been a busy few weeks.
It's been a busy few weeks. There was some heartbreak.
Was there heartbreak? Did you have any heartbreak?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm concerned.
Didn't you have familial?
Oh, there was heartbreak. Yeah. But when I think heartbreak, I'm worried about the two of us.
Oh, you're
right?
not worried about your offspring.
I'm not worried about anything beyond us.
Oh,
right?
perfect. Then everything
in terms
is fine.
of the podcast. Yeah, in terms of the podcast, I'm only concerned with us. But yeah, my daughter ended her almost year-long relationship with her boyfriend.
That's like a 20th of her life.
More than that. It was from like 16 to 17. So like a formative relationship.
That one's gonna hurt.
And so yeah, but she's been like legit pretty good about it. Like she hasn't fallen apart completely. She's kept her chin up. I mean, it's not like he had a job, right? So
he was in fact a loser.
that's the empirical data. All the data points that I had pointed towards loser. And certainly not a guy that was getting up early and printing stacks all day long.
Nope.
And that's kind of who you hope your daughter's going to date, right? Somebody who's getting up early and trying.
Farmers, yeah. I only want my daughters to date farmers.
Yeah, outside of the cost of diesel fuel, it seems like a pretty good gig right now. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, out of the city.
Everyone likes to eat.
You get all sorts of tax breaks on your property taxes because you grow corn so people can eat sugar.
You always have a faint smell of poo in the air, which is...
Oh, last week
nice.
I was out in poop territory. I was doing a gig out past Brampton in Ontario, and it is farm country. Yeah. And it's been a late spring, but it's always poop season.
As long as it's cow poop. When it's pig poop season, ugh. Or chickens, ugh.
I remember when I first figured out what those trucks were spraying. Like it's liquefied poop. It's as simple as it gets. Yeah, it's nothing fancy, right? You just throw some water in there with the poop, give her a stir, and then hose down your entire community. Really.
Are we still talking about fertilizer?
I guess so. I mean,
dirty.
I think with everything that's going on in the world, liquefied poop is going to be more popular than ever.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everything you want it to be.
And there's no shortage of it, right? Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
But
it's just glitter and sparkles.
But here we are, episode 23.
Episode 23.
It's been, how was your week?
My week was...
2 weeks? We had a week off.
We had a week off. Uneventful.
Uneventful.
Did a couple of shows with friend of the pod, Carla Collins.
Yes.
She thought Friday night the old gays were a little too bitchy. I just thought they were old gays.
Yeah, you thought they were bitch appropriate?
They told me I was hilarious after the show.
So there you go.
That's
right?
all I cared about.
It's incredible how much bad behavior can be forgiven with you're really funny.
They were good for me.
Yeah,
I did my job. I did a better job hosting on the Saturday night show.
I've forgiven tables that ruined my night, for lack of a better phrase. Like I enjoy being on stage and doing stand up, and when someone gets in the way of that, it aggravates the hell out of me. But then they come up and they buy a bunch of merch and tell you what a great time they had, and all of a sudden I have a hard time hating them, right? When they got their wallets out, it's pretty hard to sustain that hatred.
You can buy Chuck's love.
Yeah, well, I'm in the business of selling it.
Yeah.
So please buy it.
Please buy my love.
Rent it anyway. Rent it.
Rent Chuck's love.
And I have a policy just like the rental cars. You got to be over 25 if you want to rent Chuck's love.
Yeah. And also make note of the dents that were already in it before you decided
There's
to get
a fair amount of nicks and scratches. Yeah, this is this model was made in Canada. And I have not
used.
And I have not maintained it to the manufacturer's specifications.
No, I mean the salt corrosion on your underside is
the undercarriage is
it's bad.
Is appropriately titled.
Yeah.
The undercarriage. Yeah, it's seen some gravel roads, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm pretty
But
sure
the
it's gross.
the other thing you notice is I've got my shirt on here.
You sure do?
I've got my
For those who are only listening, it says Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president.
Yeah, Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president. My daughter, speaking of which, she picked this up for me at a used clothing store in Michigan, which meant somebody was willing to give this up in Michigan, which I would like to see as a beautiful step forward, that people are moving past Trump. Or maybe they got a new, a different version of it, right? Something to do with no matter how many Ayatollahs you elect, we will keep eliminating your Ayatollahs, right? Somebody's updated it for the new.
I suspect the shirt was a purchase for someone, and they realized it was 4 sizes too small. And it
fits my big fat Canadian frame nicely. It fits
your frame beautifully. Yeah. I'm just saying the person it was purchased for was huge.
I will say wearing a Trump supportive, Jesus supportive shirt in Canada is a real life experience. Like I have, it's like what celebrities must feel like, but different. Right? Like just people are really aware of me in every circumstance. People are slowing as they walk by to take it in. And then people start like breaking me down, like they're looking at my shoes, my head. They're trying to figure out any other clue. Is he wearing it ironically? Does he actually believe this shirt?
Doesn't have a funny mustache. It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. I can be a bit of an enigma, right? Because also I've been wearing it while I've had green hair, and nobody knows what to do with that.
It's too confusing. It's too confusing to the people. I did enjoy some people wearing some Trump paraphernalia who were asking for directions in downtown Toronto, and nobody was helping them.
Yeah, know your.
Like, oh, where do we go? They're like, oh, what you want to do is you want to walk down to Lake Ontario, and they're like, okay, and then keep on walking, keep walking, asshole. It was glorious.
Ask someone where to go when you get to fucking Rochester, asshole.
Take the ferry to Rochester.
Yeah, that was not a successful business venture. The high-speed ferry from Toronto to Rochester.
No, not a lot going on in Rochester.
It turns out that was the issue. Was there was a lot of people getting on the boat in Rochester. And then they'd arrive in Toronto, and there'd be nobody there to get on the boat to go to Rochester. Yeah. So
also, I don't think I believe, not that I ever took the ferry, but apparently Rochester built like a little ferry terminal, and in Toronto they're just like, just pull up. Just pull up anywhere, or find a spot. Just pull up.
It's the one good thing about living on a lake. I grew up on the ocean, right? So like where you build a dock is an infrastructure project, but a lake. You can literally, strap 4 oil barrels to a bunch of lumber, and boom, we got a dock. Here you go.
We're good.
Right? You can just put a bunch of dirt in and create a pile of dirt for your boat to pull up to in a lake.
Or just get that amphibious bus to pull up.
Although I will say it depends where you are, because I've been up to Georgian Bay and stuff like that, and they get some genuine surf break, like pounding surf.
Big lakes.
Yeah, well, you get them big northern storms, right? That happens. But it's been a big week in the world. I think the biggest news currently right now, well, 2 things. First off, kudos to you, Ted. You were way out in front on the Scientology, the speed runs. The speed runnings.
I plugged in with what the kids are doing on TikTok.
You were so far out in front on that. Because I fell into a bit of a rabbit hole after you had brought it up. And now...
You're a Scientologist?
No, I just like
leafing through Dianetics.
That's the kind of young people fuck youism that I can really get behind.
Absolutely, it's a victimless crime.
It's a victimless crime. Now I will say it is a little bit punching down, because there might be 1 or 2 paid security guards that they're dealing with, but the rest of the people they're dealing with seem to be very young Scientology, what are they called? Runaways? I don't know what their status is.
Their thetans are too high or too low.
Yeah, they're people that have signed like 10,000-year contracts to work for a penny a month for the Scientology purpose.
Makes
sense. Hey, 3 hots and a cot, right? Whatever gets you up in the morning. But you can tell, like, that they're not looking to They don't want a violent confrontation. That's the last thing.
No,
Nobody
especially
wants a
when the
violent
kids were all dressed up like
confrontation.
minions at one point. That was my favorite one.
Yeah. It's
The kids are all right.
it was the great thing about like the Portland protests with like the disco frogs dancing in the street,
Yeah.
and I see a lot of the raptor Halloween costume,
Yes.
the inflatable costumes have become very big at protests, and I like that. It's very, in my mind, it's very European. It's very protest as lifestyle.
Well, I like it because it really creates some fun optics. Like if the cops are just beating down on someone dressed as an inflated frog, it kind of makes them look like, well,
Jerks.
maybe you're the jerks.
Exactly. But that's and that's the other thing is the only way most protests, if you're going up against whatever, it's a larger, more capable of violence than you are. You're right. You're
Yes.
unarmed, generally speaking.
Yeah.
The police are there. They've got the riot gear on and all of that kind of stuff. And so the best way to get your point across is to make them look brutal. Right? Like
Yep.
that's how Gandhi did it. He said, "All right,
That's
well,
how I do it.
we're going to line up. You're going to run out of guys who can swing a stick before we run out of Indian guys willing to get hit by a stick." and then they won. It was a math problem at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Protest by overpopulation.
But you were way out in front on that with the Scientology. What's the latest? What's the thing everyone's going to be talking about in 2 weeks?
Oh,
Do you know?
I don't know. I would have to dive back into Reddit. That's where I get my stuff from. Reddit.
Yeah.
If it's showing up on like 3 or 4 different Reddit subs, I'm like, all right, what's this?
I-
I'm gonna plug into this.
I will say over the last couple of weeks, I've been making not necessarily price of gas jokes, but using the price of gas as a reference and hot topic. Like everyone
Yeah.
they're all laughing at the joke, but in the way that like they spent the afternoon thinking about the price of gas too.
We had to take the truck nuts off because that extra weight was just causing us to consume too much gas
Oh.
and we can't afford it.
I'm driving like an 8-speed Volkswagen. I can't imagine what life is like if you're driving a big fat, Ram 2500 diesel 4-barrel dually, fucking hauling horses around.
I laugh harder at the people driving Hummers now than I usually
Well,
do.
I've never had.
I
that,
always laugh
but
at the Hummer drivers. But I'm like,
the Hummer drivers. It's all about driving a shiny tire fire around town. Like the whole point of the Hummer is, hey Earth, how about you fucking just suck it?
Yeah.
Right. That's the point. I'm a jerk.
If we could feed like an endangered species into this tank and turn it into forward motion, I would.
I bet we could find, if we looked on the internet right now, I bet we could find a Hummer that has a crocodile or alligator interior, or
Yes.
perhaps even a rattlesnake. That would be possible in America. I don't know, what other animals? Like genuine. Oh, there'd definitely be a cowhide. Like there'd be like a, like you can buy them at IKEA now. You buy like the little cowhide that's like fuzzy, right? It's like they didn't turn it into leather or nothing. They
They
literally
like half
just
leathered it.
they Hannibal Lectered the poor fucker, and then the Swedes came by and were like, "Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
like
we yeah. You don't even have to
200
put it together yourself.
$239, and we'll call it a Spurgen."
You go to the restaurant, buy some meatballs, you can go home with an entire cow.
I don't care if they put horse in the meatballs; they're fucking delicious. I love their Swedish meatballs. They got in trouble.
I've had horse, and
It's meat. I don't know
it's
why
all
people
dry.
I don't know why people get all hoity-toity about what animal they're eating. I mean, there's some animals. You're right. It's a hurdle. I was offered. They fed it to me and then told me what it was after I'd started eating it. It was muskrat.
Okay. I mean, rat's right in the name. As is musk.
And that was
Mm.
that was a hurdle that I just couldn't get over.
No, once I ate bugs, like the first time I ate
Like crickets.
cooked bugs, I was like, all right, I guess I'll just put anything in my mouth if someone tells me it's edible. I put worse things in my mouth.
Well, by whose definition, right?
Ugh, the
Yeah.
standards of
By
meat.
the standards of any moral code, yeah.
No, I can't. I mean, by that standard, everything I do is disgusting.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's a sliding scale,
Yeah.
right? That's why the bell curve's that shape.
I like it. Well, my attitude towards eating animals is, eat whoever you want. Just like if you want to eat a dog, that's great. Just don't eat my dog. That's
But
all I care.
I've
That's all I
had,
care about.
I've had deer. I've had buffalo,
Yeah.
ostrich. I've had all sorts of different of the the game meats that are available. The thing of it is, in North America, I mean, nobody's selling cheetah meat. You
No.
can't go down. You can't go down
No.
to the grocery store.
Probably the thing I felt the most guilty about eating was definitely elephant. I did have some elephant jerky.
You're a terrible person, and
It
yes,
was served
you're,
on ivory toothpicks. How am I going to turn that down? No, they had to call the elephants, and what are they going to do? They're going to just burn them? No, feed them to tourists.
I don't know if I could emotionally eat an elephant. That would be like for me eating not a dog, but eating my dog. Or a dog I knew.
I did spend the day watching elephants play, and it was just wonderful. Just 6 hours of watching this family of elephants play. And for some reason, it got me hungry.
Okay, you're not dispelling the myth that, like, you're evil.
I didn't kill the elephant.
Right.
It might have died of old age. I don't know.
This is turning. All of a sudden, I'm the guy, who's like, oh no, you can't
Warthog?
eat that.
I've eaten
And
warthog.
Ordinarily, I'm the guy. Warthog. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
warthog's
Now, is that like?
It was not porky at all.
It's not porky
It's
at
not
all.
porky or gamey. It was.
What would
delicious.
what would you most compare it to? Lamb?
I would say it's like a light lamb.
A light lamb.
Light. Yeah.
Light lamb.
Yeah.
Really?
It was either Timon or Pumbaa, whichever
Because
one
they
of those.
seem to me to be like when I look at what was it called?
Warthog.
A warthog. It seems like a boar to me. Like a warthog is it like a boar?
I thought I was going to be eating something that tasted very porky.
Because
or
the way it
boary.
looks.
Yeah.
But
I
it
judged
also seems like a very like in the way that not like a pink pig, but like a wild boar seems like a football style animal. It's all
They're
muscle.
smaller, they're hairier, and then when they eat, they go down on their elbows. Oh, it's so cute and delicious. They're so adorable. Look at you. Oh, I can't wait to eat you.
I like how you lean into the yes, little girl, I ate your rabbit.
I don't want to. I am very culturally open, and I don't want to insult someone's culture.
Oh,
By
okay.
not
Yeah,
eating
by not eating, exactly.
The adorable animal.
If you
they're
have,
serving
if
me.
you happen to be at the Temple of Doom and somebody
Yeah,
offers you the
chilled
monkey
monkey
brain,
brains.
you got to eat the monkey brain.
I don't eat brains.
You don't eat brains?
No.
See, like brain to
Too
me
many weird
seems like
things.
something you should eat because it's the same molecules in your brain.
No, I will not eat anything that dreams because that's how you get mad cow. Yeah, all the weird stuff is in brains. I'm not eating
Oh,
anyone's
yeah?
brain.
Well, you know more about the diseases than I do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have our parasitology lecture used to be right before lunch, and that would often dictate what we would all order in the cafeteria.
They're like,
Are
nobody
there-
wanted the pork chops today.
It's like, no, dude, we just did trichinella. We're not interested.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Are animals, generally speaking, disease ridden? Like, are they prone to animals? Like if you're like at a cow farm.
Yeah.
Now I know there's outbreaks of things that happen, but generally speaking, day to day, you're not running into outbreaks. Like cows just live their life, right?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like there's.
They eat a lot of stupid things. They get something called hardware disease, where they eat like nails and things, and then
Okay.
they get stuck in their
So they're
in their
stupid.
rumen.
So they're very
They're
stupid.
dumb. Yeah, that's why we eat them.
Okay.
They're adorable
I mean, yeah.
and delicious.
I mean, but also keep in mind that like what we think of as a cow today, that isn't a natural occurring animal. That's kind of an animal that has been created. Isn't
Certainly
it?
are dairy cows. Like cows
Yeah.
are no animal walks around that's just a skeleton and giant udders, except for supermodels. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. But those aren't natural udders.
No,
Those aren't. Yeah, the cows really have that sewn up the natural breast
they
market.
really do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although I'm not adverse to the toothpick with tits. You see them. Sometimes you see them in the older ladies,
Yes.
like in Florida and stuff like that, and it's like the brown Barbies. They're like
Yeah.
they're just permatans.
Permatant. They got like a turtleneck.
They eat a grape every 6 weeks, and then they got a nice pair of bags just strapped to their chest.
Turning themselves into jerky.
Well, you spend that much time on a boat, you're going to want to be able to float. And a skeleton don't float too good, but a skeleton
you
with a
need
couple
fat.
of breast implants, boom, right to the top.
You need fat to float.
I wonder if they create any kind of positive buoyancy or not. I would imagine if you put a breast implant just by itself in the water, would it float?
Well, saline.
So is that a yes or a no?
It would depend on how much saline. Depend on the concentration of salt in the implant and the concentration of salt
In the ocean.
The ocean.
Okay. Sorry. So, would it sink faster in a high salinity or low salinity?
Oh no, everything floats in high salinity. That's
Okay,
the fun
so
of the
Red
Dead
Sea,
Yeah.
Red Sea, tits are floating on top.
Everything's floating on top. I can float on top, and I have the tiniest little
Ordinary
tits.
lake, tits are going down.
Tits are down.
All right. There you go.
Science.
That's science.
Welcome to
right?
Science Corner.
You know what we
On
need
this week.
is an educational grant. That's what we need.
I'm really shocked that we're not getting any grants, but I think it's because we're just middle-aged white guys and we don't count.
That's probably it.
We don't count. If
Well,
you
we
could-
count all sorts of things when it comes to.
Like if you could fake a limb.
They spend a lot of money coming up with drugs we can take.
Yeah, although I'm very upset. Something happened with the internet, and I think it realized I'm old.
Oh, yeah?
Now, and
You
all
got
I've
an
been getting
algorithm
is
shift.
it's all boner stuff.
Some boner stuff.
Like
Really?
the internet is very concerned about the quality of my erections. And let me
Did
tell you,
did you have
spectacular.
did you have an incident in front of your phone?
I don't know what I was doing. Was it judging my latest dick pics or something? You're like, I don't know, it looks a
Yeah.
little soft.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you. The algorithm knows.
It's just venous leakage is the latest
There-
hot
I mean,
topic.
there is-
probably bullshit.
What I wish for is, the algorithm's collecting all of this information about us, right? And they're
Yes.
using it, they're selling it to advertisers as a way to generate money, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't they also just as easily be using, like, showing us videos that will inherently, subconsciously turn us into better human beings, right? Like, educate
No.
us a little bit.
No,
make
educated
make
people don't
wanna-
buy stuff.
Yeah, they do. People buy workout equipment. People buy
Deluded people.
or shopping at Whole Foods is way more expensive than buying garbage. There are better margins at Whole Foods than there are at McDonald's. It's a more profitable thing to do if you make it. I just wish that my phone made me a better person instead it just killed my time.
No,
It's a shame. And I'm
it's not what
sure
they want.
I'm sure there's, like every once in a while I see something on Instagram that like tells me of a YouTube channel that would teach me everything I need to know about the world. And I blow right past it.
Like,
So,
I don't need that.
at the end of the day, I may not be
cat
that much
videos?
interested in self-improvement.
No, there's a really nice YouTube channel called it was like Dad, How Do You Do This?
Oh, yeah?
It was some guy who like grew up with a dad. He just makes videos. It's like, okay, this is how you put on a tie.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
became super popular.
There's, isn't that,
Probably a bunch of bodies in his
it's a
basement.
Michael Keaton movie where, like, he finds out he's got cancer, so he decides to start making videos for his kid.
It's
There's a
not
few of
Mr.
those.
Mom. I don't know it.
Oh, I love Mr. Mom. Oh, Terry Garr, peak Terry Garr.
Oh, Terry Garr.
Peak Terry Garr, Martin Mull.
Mm.
Martin Mull. Man, there was this time in the 70s and early 80s when leading women looked like women. Terry Garr, Sissy Spacek. There's a whole bunch of them that were like, they're all great actresses, but they also, like, they're not models. They're just women. They're attractive women. God bless them. But, yeah, Terry Garr was awesome. Yeah. Her on David Letterman. It's one of my favorites. Terry Garr on David Letterman. There, we're going way back there. We're going way back there. Okay, but this is actually, as far as Canadian news go, I don't know if you've heard about this. This is actually a pretty big story. And the fact that every news media outlet had reported on it at the same time on the same day tells you that there's a lot of corporate money behind it.
Coincidence?
It's like when McDonald's comes out with a new sandwich and it makes the news everywhere because they buy a lot of advertising time,
Yeah.
and so they just make it clear to everybody, you better talk about our goddamn sandwich.
You spent
Right.
a lot of money on this.
Well, it's how you get the CEO eating the big arch there. Even he can't fucking swallow the thing, right? This is a big pile of saturated fat.
Boo.
But Dunkin' Donuts is coming to Canada.
If you're in the know, you just call it Dunkin'.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not in the know because
That's what
I'm,
they call it.
as a Canadian, I'm not a Dunkin' Donuts person. I don't know.
I didn't even realize Dunkin' Donuts used to be here.
Oh yeah, but I think Dunkin' Donuts
only
used
went
to be
away
here.
in 2018.
Really?
Yeah, because all of Quebec got mad at them. God bless Quebec. Yeah, apparently all the Quebec franchisees were mad that head office wasn't doing a better job of.
Oh, they were
Promoting
trying to
Dunkin'
compete,
Donuts.
and they were trying to compete with Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
That was in a state of
You
nonstop
just go to
advertising.
Tim Hortons?
Yeah,
You want to dunk our donut?
and I will say Tim Hortons has done a pretty good job of
Disappointing everyone.
painting themselves as patriotic.
Yeah, it's the most annoying thing to me.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't want to grab a hockey stick when I'm going into your restaurant.
No, but they sell a lot of coffee to people driving their kids to a hockey game.
They sure do.
Yeah, they sell a lot. So that's an image that they're not going to get rid of anytime soon. The thing I wish about Tim Hortons is they'd stop paying billionaire celebrities to sell donuts.
Yeah,
Right?
we don't need Ryan Reynolds pretending that he's...
We don't need celebrity selling. We don't need Justin
No.
Bieber coming up with what we're going to eat for breakfast.
And we don't want
Those
pizza.
are two people, Justin Bieber and Ryan Reynolds, two people whose choices at a donut shop I am not fucking listening to. I'm not getting an everything bagel and a bottle of water, you jerk. It's a fucking donut shop.
Yeah.
And while we're on it,
Oh, we touched a nerve. All
bring
right.
bring back the walnut crunch. Oh, what a donut that was.
They
Have
bring
you ever
it
had a
back as
walnut
like the
crunch?
classic. They're like,
They,
if you
but
want
when they brought it back as a fluffy fucking corporate. It was like when they changed the Hamburglar from looking like a fucking evil villain, and
Yeah.
they made him look all smiley, happy, big round face. He used to have this pointed, evil
it was
face.
terrifying. They were all terrifying when they first came out.
Exactly. When they softened him up, and they did the same thing with
With the walnut crunch.
the walnut crunch. It was all fluffy. It used to be the OG walnut crunch was like literally the heaviest thing they sold.
Yeah, it was always the last donut in the box.
Yeah, I loved them. It was all because I don't need your fancy donut shape. I just want a lump of product.
Just give me dough.
Just give me a lump of delicious. And it had walnuts in it, which is rare to get. Usually it's all, peanuts used to have the market cornered on
Oh, peanuts.
toppings.
Yeah. Not even a nut, and they managed to corner the
Well,
nut
now,
market.
yeah, but now everybody, like peanuts are
Peanuts are
peanuts are taking a hit.
Everyone's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah. I imagine if you're allergic to peanuts, you're probably allergic to walnuts, aren't you?
No, because peanuts are not real nuts; they're ground nuts. They're legumes. So
They're
if you
legumes.
might be more, you might be allergic to other legumes.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Are you allergic to ground nuts, or are you allergic to tree nuts?
I'm allergic to long-haired cats and women who say no too much. Boom. Hey-o.
Heyo.
Hey-o.
I'm not allergic to any nuts.
Yeah. Nuts, bring on the nuts.
Bring on the nuts.
Bring on the nuts. Just sprinkle them on there. No, keep going. Keep going. I'm like that with the sour cream. Okay? You
Yeah.
just keep loading it in. huh?
Just
Hey, I would like at some point not to be able to see the potato anymore that you're loading the sour
perfect.
cream on
Yeah,
top of.
that's the whole point of baked potatoes, so that I can get bacon and sour cream in my face.
Okay, so this was this story jumped out at me. And
Dunkin'
got my-
Donuts? Are we still
No,
talking?
no. The Dunkin'.
Oh, we're moving on. We're
Well,
just like,
no.
fuck you,
We're not
Dunkin'
gonna
Donuts.
do-
They're coming back.
Well,
and...
do you think they have a hope in hell?
No, because everyone gets excited about American franchises. When we don't have them here, people get very excited when they first come up. Like when
I
Krispy
think-
Kreme came
I
up
think
and
we-
everyone was parked like
Yeah,
around the
I
block,
do
and
think.
then all the Krispy Kremes died because we're like, these aren't that good. We
Well,
get
it was.
excited.
I found that the Krispy Kremes were a bit much. Like it was almost. It was such an indulgence. It was the kind of thing you couldn't have. You can have an apple fritter every day. You couldn't have a Krispy Kreme every
Yeah.
day, right? It was just too much of a fast track to diabetes. Like I could. I remember the first time I had one. I could like feel my body chemistry
Like, oh,
changing.
Oh, my
I
pancreas
happened
has
to
a
be at
cramp.
the time I was on a low carb diet, and I had just lost like 30
I'm
pounds.
gonna treat myself.
That's what I
I'm gonna
did.
gain these pounds
It was
back
when
with
people
one
were.
donut.
It was when people were lining up around the block. They had just opened. There was only one of them out in Mississauga, and
Yeah.
on the way back from a gig, they were open 24 hours at that point because people were going so bonkers for them.
Time to make the donuts.
At like 1 o'clock in the morning, we get there, and we just got off the highway to check, and there was nobody there at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we blew through the drive-through. We bought a dozen donuts. I ate this donut, and it was like I had been injected with a narcotic.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't had sugar in like 3 months, and it was like a dozen donuts worth of sugar in one donut. They were so unbelievably sweet,
And no walnuts.
and no walnuts. No, they were just that was all they were doing at the time was the glazed donut.
Yeah.
That's pretty ballsy to build a building and you only got the one thing. I mean, I
That's
guess
what
they
we
had
got.
coffee too, but I guess off the top they've got all sorts of donuts now.
All kinds of donuts.
What? I mean, there's been a few franchises. There's I think there might still be a Carl's Jr. somewhere in Toronto. There was one for a while.
Oh.
They've done some pop-ups, Chick-fil-A pop-up.
Chick-fil-A's all over the place now.
Yeah, there's Chick-fil-A's now. Generally speaking, they kind of show up.
I've never eaten at a Chick-fil-A.
They show up in Toronto. They show up in Niagara Falls. They show up in larger border towns. And not that Toronto's necessarily a border town, but it's just the biggest population density, so it's the best shot if you've got a franchise thing going. But that's the thing. Like, there's White Spot is like a regional franchise out west, and there's their spin-off franchise for fast food is Triple O's. And there's one of those like out in Belleville. It's like the only one in Ontario, and it's just, I don't know how it happens that somebody, I don't know how they do the supply, because usually most franchises, it's all just a supply chain
Yeah, you
thing.
just buy from the same guy.
Yeah.
Where else are we going to get our square burgers from?
Yeah, that was, what a beautiful leap forward,
Mm.
eh?
Square.
I
A
w-
round bun.
It's the
Dumb.
it's the same amount of beef, but you get to see more of it.
I don't need to see the corners of my burger.
It's why they put the slit in the skirt, right? You can't see the whole leg, but if you sit down, hey, there's a little thigh for you. A little thigh for you.
Well, meat sticking out.
I remember when Wendy's first opened, I used to eat the corners first. When I was a
You're a
kid.
monster.
When I was a kid, I'd eat the corners first.
No, I worked in the slaughterhouse that made Wendy's burgers for summer.
So you might be jaded.
I went off Wendy's for a summer, and then I was like, you know what? They're still delicious. All right, I'll come back.
It's not like the slaughtering process is different for anybody else, is it?
No, I just knew the guys in the packing plant, and I didn't trust them.
Oh, yeah. I had the same thing. I had a buddy that refused to drive Chryslers because his alcoholic dad worked at the Chrysler plant. And he was like, I'm sure my dad's killed people, like, just by, like,
Well, I mean,
not screwing something in properly.
I was just on the kill floor, so there wasn't that much that we
The
could
kill
do.
floor is what, just bolt gun and...
Yeah, bull guns lit, yank about. By the time, like, they would come in as a cow, and they would go out the other end
As a hanging piece of beef.
hanging half a cow. And the
Hanging
day,
half a cow.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the day that I got to be at the end of the line, and my job was just putting a little piece of plastic on the loin inside, I'm like, all right, I can do this all summer long. And then like, oh, you got to go back to bagging assholes, kid. I'm like, oh man.
And you've been bagging assholes
I've
ever
been
since.
bagging assholes ever since. I got
Exactly.
bagger's cramp from
Baggers
having to
cramp.
grab hold of those anuses.
Yeah, little known diseases.
I was the only one
Actually,
that
I don't
didn't
know
have
if
a
it's
knife.
a disease. It would just be more of a condition.
It was a condition. It was, yeah.
It's more of a condition.
Yeah, I was the only one that worked there that didn't have access to a knife.
Really?
And I made friends with the neo-Nazi who cut the cows in half.
Wow.
Because people kept trying to throw me into the blood pit. And I was like, this guy's going to...
Hazing at what is it? The abattoirs?
The abattoir.
The abattoir.
Better Beef, yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Better Beef.
Better beef.
Yeah.
Better than what, exactly?
The alternative.
Yeah? Is there rough beef out there?
Oh, there's some rough beef.
Well, there's only like 5 companies in North America that even do beef right now. Like, it's gotten into a monopoly situation.
Yeah, one of my classmates went to vet school just so he could be a meat inspector.
Is that a good gig?
It's a solid gig. You get a nice pension. It's a government job. I'm like, okay, but he was Russian. What do they know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities for bribes.
Maybe. But I mean, the cows would go. There were some cows that we would be processing, and they would go past my station and be like, "This cow, no one can eat this cow." Like, but it takes a few
Like,
more
why?
minutes to work its way through to where the
But
meat
why can
inspector's like,
nobody eat
one
this
was
cow?
obviously diseased, and we're like,
Oh,
"What is
okay.
wrong with this?" Yeah.
Cow's coming by. He's smoking a cigarette.
Like, this
Yeah,
is
he's
no
got a lamp.
good.
Yeah, he's got one of them insulin pumps on his shoulder.
Yeah. But when people are surprised that I'm not a vegetarian. I was like, no, I worked in a slaughterhouse for an entire summer, and that did not turn me into a vegetarian. So nothing will. Instead, I was like, why aren't we doing elephants in here?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be a vegetarian if I was had to become a mountain man and live out in the woods. I'd probably eat a lot of fish. But unless
A lot of mountain fish?
unless somebody taught me how to like field dress a deer, like if I shot a deer, I don't have a gun, so you got to give me the gun, and then I got to shoot the deer,
Yeah.
right? And then what, right?
Easy.
'Cause-
Everything's attached.
Well, I understand that,
Everything's
but
attached to at both ends,
and I
you
could
just
probably
gotta take out the insides without
I
letting
mean,
any
I know
of the
how to trim.
insides
I know
get
how
out.
to trim a brisket, but that's a little bit different than skinning a buck mule deer or whatever.
It's like riding a bike. You just
Like
gotta,
riding a bike.
just
Yeah, but
gotta-
riding a bike is the premise is it's as simple as riding a bike, or you can remember. It's like riding a bike. You can always pick it right back up again.
Yeah.
But that implies that you already had the knowledge to begin with.
Yeah, but you know what it looks like when you eat, like when you're preparing the meat. So you're like, how do I take this animal and turn it into that thing that I buy in the grocery store?
Remember that guy that used to wear the like the skin suits?
Slim
that were
Goodbody.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
He was Slim Goodbody? Yeah, and it was like the circulatory
That was
system
so
or
creepy.
the,
It's
the
like, where's your
skeleton or
penis?
the muscles.
Slim.
Where's your penis? Slim.
That's all I was looking for.
Yeah, that's all you're looking for.
Yeah.
Schlong.
More like Slim OK Body.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, body.
Okay, so anyway, this is there a franchise that they have in the States that you wish we did have here?
Not really. I get excited until I go to one, and then I'm like, this is no good. I still haven't eaten at an In-N-Out. which everyone
In-N-Out
claims
is
delicious.
is good. It's
I still haven't eaten at a White Castle, but I also refuse to believe that those burgers are. any
yeah,
good
it
at
just
all.
that White Castle to me just seems like a lot of food cheap. Like it just seems like a
Yeah.
very low end product. In-N-Out is reasonably priced, but most reasonably priced food now is so corporate that it doesn't taste like food anymore.
Yeah.
In-N-Out tastes like food. Like it tastes like I could have made this food at home if I was good at cooking and I had the proper ingredients. But it's food. It's not product. I find when I eat at McDonald's now, I feel like I'm eating at a Toys R Us. Like it's
Yeah, and stop
not
calling it a
food.
sandwich. None of these are sandwiches.
Why?
They're just not.
Why are they
I
not
don't want to get into
sandwiches?
this with you again, Chuck. They're not.
We've
sand-
never gotten into this.
Oh, well, we're getting. If it's a burger, call it a burger. Don't call it a sandwich.
But a burger is a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's also a burger.
Okay.
I will die
Well,
on this hill.
all burgers are sandwiches, but not all sandwiches are burgers.
Exactly. So use the words that we have.
All right.
Don't confuse us.
Okay. Well, I can see why you're particular.
Would you like a hot meat hoagie? No, I'd like a burger.
Yeah. Well, hot meat
Oh, a
hoagie
hoagie's
is.
a kind of sandwich, and a burger
Yeah,
is
they're
a
all
kind
kinds
of
of.
sandwich.
Yeah, but they're very different. I agree that they're
Yeah.
different, and that a burger's a burger. But I still think calling a burger a sandwich isn't necessarily a
Pretentious.
hate crime.
It is. It's
And you're talking to someone who's very particular about their burgers.
I mean, I'm still mad at McDonald's for taking the beef tallow out of their fries
Yeah, there's been a lot
to
of
appease the vegetarians
yeah,
by
they're
making a
non-milk milkshakes.
a
There's
product that seems to be a vegetable contain meat, and the vegetarians were mad.
yeah, their fries had like some
They had
sort of
beef
milk,
tallow in
milk,
them.
well, and milk solids or something. And, like
My favorite part of milk.
it's the problem is
Solid part.
I don't know how it's cheaper to fill a potato full of all sorts of shit rather than just sell a potato. You know what I mean? Like, but to my thinking, and maybe I'm wrong because potato plus chemicals equals potato that lasts forever,
Yes.
and that has more value.
Consistent potato product.
That's really what it's about:
Yeah.
consistency and shelf life.
Yep.
Okay. Because yeah, that's right. The problem with dealing with food is that you're on the clock, and so they want to slow the clock. I know that from watching The Dragon's Den.
I know
they're
that
all-
from opening the crisper drawer of my fridge.
Well,
Well, look, I made kombucha.
But they're
again.
always asking about whether or not things have to be refrigerated, or how long it can sit on a shelf, and all that kind of
Is
stuff.
it shelf stable? Is
Yeah.
it shelf stable?
Well, it's like, and now I wonder do Dunkin' Donuts make all their donuts at the donut place? I mean, I remember.
Time to make the donuts.
Yeah, the time to make the donuts
What a
guy.
great ad campaign.
That was a great ad campaign. That was a good time for ad campaigns.
Yeah.
That was
Where's
peak
the beef and time to make the donuts?
time to make the donuts? Where's the beef? You deserve a break today.
Yeah. Who's shit in this box? The kitty litter one. Maybe it was a
Yeah.
regional thing.
Yeah, Morris the cat.
Yeah.
Some iconic figures. There's the Glad Man, right? And not that Mr. Clean earring
Weird
hippie
gay
wrestler
pirates.
guys. No, just
Yeah.
a clean cut,
I'll
dressed
give
in
you
a white
clean.
suit,
It's like,
yacht club selling you plastic products. Right, come on down
Brawny Man. There used to be a lot more men selling his stuff. Where'd the Brawny
to the
Man
yeah,
go?
the Brawny. Well, the Brawny Man was but that was all about women who wanted to fuck a lumberjack buying paper towels.
It's like, oh, I can't wait to clean up
Guys
that
aren't
spill.
buying brawny paper towels. That
Flick
moms
my
are buying.
bean with this paper towel.
Yeah, Just pound that bean with the Brownie Man, right? I mean, the whole packaging was beard, bicep. Who are you selling that to? Queers and moms,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, boom.
But not queer moms.
Not queer moms.
No.
No. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
this is actually very good.
Okay.
I saw this story, and it's one of those wonderful biology stories that a bunch of political people are probably going to jump up on top of, right? It's just like there's something that happened that is probably of very little consequence to the world around us, but a bunch of people are going to jump on this story.
we're going to overinterpret what's
and
going
this
on.
this is at a nature reserve in Botswana.
Beautiful. If you're going to go to Africa, go to Botswana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's a very large nature reserve. And at one of the nature reserves, some of the female lions have been growing manes,
Oh,
which is
sexy.
traditionally a male trait
Yes.
in the lions. So I am awaiting the transgendered lion outrage that is sure to come, right? Because they're
These
making
butch lions.
Well, because Trump just yells out transgender for everybody. He yells it like he just.
Yeah, but if
It's a slogan he just screams into the sky now.
if it's lady lions getting male characteristics, Americans don't seem to get as upset about that. They get more upset about if it was a male lion like being like, I don't need this mane anymore. That would get them more upset.
It is true. It is true. I
'Cause
would
as
say.
far as Trump is concerned, trans men do not exist.
Oh, yeah?
Trans women are the
Yeah.
only problem, and trans men are never
trans
mentioned.
trans men and butch lesbians don't get the same level of outrage.
They're like, this is because they're dudes.
Yeah, everybody just kind of ignores
Yeah.
it.
Everyone wants to be a dude,
Yeah.
but if
Yeah.
you're a dude, you go the other way. Sacrilege.
I will say though that particularly gay women, lesbian women, have done the best job of like co-opting haircuts as a
It's one of my favorite things. It's
as a signal to society
yeah.
of like there's no they could just as easily be wearing like this shirt, right? They could be wearing like a Trump Jesus shirt, or they could have a swastika carved into their forehead
Yeah.
by Brad Pitt. There are very clear indications this is who I'm with. Not that lesbians are all Nazis. I'm sure some, and I'm sure some of them are Nazis, right? I'm not saying that the I don't know what the Nazi rule is
A not set.
on lesbianism. I mean, I'm probably not a lot
probably
of
two
Jewish
thumbs down.
lesbian Nazis, but
I mean, there were Jewish Nazis.
there's all sorts of Nazis.
always
People try to act like the Nazis weren't inclusive.
I mean, come on. Just because they killed all the gays first, they
It's-
still had
it's
like a
this-
big top level gay Nazi.
Well, it's the same thing with MAGA. Everybody's on our team except for the people that we specifically don't want on our team.
Yeah.
Even those people are allowed to be on our team. It's just we're going to pretend they're not on our team, and we're not really going to acknowledge their presence.
Peter Thiel, I'm talking to you.
Enter J.D. Vance's wife,
Because he won't. Hey,
who smiles politely and is probably wondering, why did I go to Yale? I went to Yale,
Yeah.
and why? How did I end up here?
And like real Yale, where she had to like
Oh yeah,
get
yeah,
in and
she's-
actually do
yeah, real
classes
Yale.
and
not
there was
not
no
George W.
endowment.
Bush Yale, not George W. Bush Yale. That's
I had to go to class.
yeah. It must anger some people that like the people that do they climbed every wall, they applied for every scholarship, they finally get into the Harvard, the Yale, the Cambridge, Oxford, whatever. They scramble up the mountain, and then they're going to lose every job interview to somebody's niece or nephew.
Yeah, because all of a sudden they get to the top of the mountain and they're like, "Oh, there was a cable. You guys just took the cable car up this mountain."
No, they've been on the mountain the
came
whole
up-
time.
It's like, oh no, we've been up here for
They've been on the mountain the whole
for
time.
days.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we've been in the hot tub.
Yeah. You
You made an effort.
am I going to hire somebody who wants to work hard, or am I going to hire my kid? I'm going to hire my kid. I know it's a bad
I'm
decision.
not buying whatever your company is making then.
Yeah, but that's if I'm successful. Yeah, but the thing of it is you hire your kid. The reason why you hire your kid is so you don't actually have to give anything up, right? If you hire a competent professional, you're going to have to give things up to the competent professional. You don't have.
Yeah, they want to get paid.
Yeah, exactly. But your kids, you can string along, right? I think it's going to be great when they find out, Trump leaves. I hope Trump leaves all of his money to, like, I don't know, something fucking ridiculous. The YMCA. After all of it, that would be the best. If Trump, in his will, leaves all of his money to YMCA.
But you have to build a little gold statue
he'd
of
been
Trump
telling,
in front
he'd
of
been
every
giving.
single one.
No, you've just been giving clues the whole time, playing the music, right? The whole time, and jokes on everybody else, jokes on his kids. I'm giving it all to the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
I mean, it explains all the like.
Yeah, the double
air
hand
dicking
job
that he
dancing.
does.
Yeah. I think that would be great. There's a few guys that have done that. There's the Giving Pledge people, the billionaires who are all like promising. Jimmy Pattison, Canadian guy out west, he announced like years and years ago that he was giving it all to the church.
Good. Oh, bad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
I was on board for a second.
Yeah, that's that.
I mean, giving it. Oh,
Giving it
no,
all.
no.
Yeah, to Satan. Oh,
Oh,
boo, boo.
boo.
Wrong way to go. Roll the dice again.
Yeah.
Roll the dice again. Let's see if we get a different answer. Okay, so the big news story that everyone, well, not everyone, but most people will be talking about, at least in the short term, mainly if something goes wrong, is Trump going to China.
Trump went to China with a whole bunch of CEOs.
He took all the
and
CEOs.
one of his useless sons.
Yeah, and he brought Eric with him, who, again, doesn't work in government.
Nope.
He's just there on behalf of the bribe, I
It's
guess.
like, well, maybe we'll get those phones made.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
the
see if
golden
anyone
phones.
Wants
Get
to-
the golden phones
They're
online.
made in America phones.
But, I mean, I kind of figure what the Chinese will do, what Trump is hoping that they'll do, is they'll give him a big parade.
Yeah.
Right? They'll march everybody along.
Lots of
Everybody
pictures.
in the parade's going to be the same height. And that's what Donald Trump
Yeah.
will talk about for the rest of
Loves
his
it.
life. Is they're all the same height. You could have.
Same
It was
height.
like a billiard table, just all the same height.
Same color hair. Everyone had the same hair.
And what impresses him about that is like you can give the order that they all have to be the same height, right? That's what he loves about it. Is that you can look at this. I got 100,000 people here. They're all between 5'4" and 5'5.5", and they all have to dance for me. That's the appeal for him.
That's why he likes North Korea so much.
But I think China has like crazy leverage against him right now because the trade war seems to be kind of at the non-existent wash point. There's a few things he's
Well, even,
terrific,
like,
but
the
he's kind of
last-
gotten off of.
The last time he tried to do trade stuff with China in his first go round, they were like, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll totally do it. And then China didn't do 90% of it. They're like,
Yeah,
no,
they don't do anything.
No, we're not going to do it.
Well, they understand that all they have to do is survive a news cycle.
Yeah, you just have to say the thing. You don't have to do the thing.
You never have to do that. He doesn't actually have any signed deals yet.
No.
Not one actual deal. The
Yeah.
deal guy has no deals done. But what I wonder is because I don't know how important this is because people are talking how China gets most of their oil from Iran.
China buys like 90% of.
But they're also, despite Trump saying that China makes all of these windmills and doesn't use them, they have the world's largest wind farms all over the place. They're adding more.
China has the
daily.
world's largest
Wind and-
everything.
Wind and solar, they're going like
Yeah.
really aggressively because I mean, if I don't know why he thinks that they're stupid or they don't plan ahead, because all points point to the opposite. Is I don't think they're very much interested in importing any oil from anybody.
No, I think they're good. I mean, if you look at all the development in China, like all these cities appearing out of nowhere
Yeah.
over the last 20 years, and all of them are lit up in
Yeah.
a very gaudy fashion. It's
Yeah.
like you got to be getting your energy from somewhere.
Yeah, well, no, I mean they've got a
Very
ton.
good.
They've got a lot of coal, right? So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of fires burning in China
Nice,
to keep all those lights
warm-
on.
I miss coal fires.
But they're not dumb. I mean, they're cranking out the solar. They're cranking out the
Yeah.
wind. I mean, they do think long term. I just I think that Trump, I think Iran is the biggest mistake that anyone could have made.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's the biggest mistake that he could have possibly made. I think he got high on Venezuela. He got high. He started saying it a lot. I can do whatever I want. He started saying that sentence for like 2 weeks, and then he started dropping
Like,
bombs
I'm
in
gonna do
Iran
it.
because he just got the
Watch
fever.
me kill all these little girls. I'm gonna do it.
Exactly. He got the fever, and
I'm gonna blow up.
I can
Oh.
do it. Of course you can do it. Yeah, but what is it? Like he doesn't think at all about how somebody might react to him doing things.
Yeah, the thing I can't figure out is
It just doesn't register for
does he
him.
really not know what's going on, or is he just so used to lying all the time? Like, economy's doing great. No, gas is 20 cents a gallon. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I think
Is it just because he's in his bubble, or is
Well,
that just who he is?
I think it's two things. I think he's in his bubble, so the information he's getting is all pro. You're great. He's not getting as much as, and the criticism gets dismissed as they don't know what
you're
they're
stupid
talking
and
about.
ugly.
But
Shut up, Piggy.
The other thing is he's never a guy that looks in the rearview mirror, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not reflective.
Yeah.
But as a result, he doesn't have to worry about like
Consequences?
like this ballroom's such a great example of him just throwing something out there and then just every day reframing the situation to tell a different lie about it.
It's so funny. I just don't understand why I do understand why every single person who interviews him doesn't call him out on every single thing that he says. Because then you stop interviewing him.
Well, that's why he
access.
has to attack the press. That's why he calls people stupid. That's as soon as he gets any kind of real question or anybody questioning him on anything. Every once in a while, somebody gets away with a really good actual question, and sometimes Trump, even because they're polite about it and they frame it in such a way that makes him look good, that he has trouble shitting on them for the question, right? Like that's basically what it is you got to find a way to ask a real question where he can't shit on you.
President Trump, I love how soft and small your hands are. Now, let's talk about Venezuela.
Exactly. We're talking about how everybody loves what's going on in Venezuela. They're letting them political prisoners. There's no. What's bothering me is nobody's like correcting that. Yes, he's right, or yes, he's wrong, or no, he's wrong. Right? Like in the American media anyway, no one's like actually. What is going on in Venezuela? Nobody's actually asking the question. Everybody's just taking Trump's word for it.
From what I understand, they are eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Those are the Haitians.
That's what I understand.
Those are the Haitians.
No, they're doing it in Venezuela now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's funny. He's like
Haiti's full.
They're letting all the political prisoners out, and all I thought when he said that was, well, I thought they already let everybody out of prison and they ran into America, and that's what you were angry about. I don't know. I guess not. Whatever. Okay, so this is another story which it made me think. There's this. I don't know if they're a couple. It's a guy and a girl in Thunder Bay that went missing.
All right, there are a couple in my mind.
And they were
It's
last
a sexier
seen at
story
this
that way.
abandoned grain elevator. They show up on security footage, and so they're just missing. But we don't think of Canada as a dangerous place in the same way that I think of like the United States or a lot of places overseas.
Different dangers.
But that's the thing is
Wilderness dangers.
But Thunder Bay, is it like there's a few towns that like medium-sized cities in Canada that are kind of dodgy.
Yeah, I've been to Thunder Bay a couple of times. I don't understand why their city donut is called a Persian. That sounded a little dangerous.
Cinnamon roll with frosting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Strawberry frosting.
Strawberry frosting on a cinnamon roll donut.
I mean, Paul Schaefer's from Thunder Bay. He's a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, but I mean, like I also like Winnipeg is a little bit shady. Prince George in British Columbia, northern British Columbia is a bit shady. I find both Sudbury and North Bay can be a little bit shady. I think what it is probably over the last 20 years, the homeless population in a lot of these cities has grown. And it's not, our environment is fucking, you don't want to be homeless in fucking Thunder Bay.
No.
There's like 8 months of the year where that is a tough existence.
Although with the warm weather here, we do have the new, like the summertime homeless have showed up in downtown Toronto. Cause
those people just renting out their apartments as
there's
Airbnbs to
a
go
lot of
live in the
people
park.
that I'm like, oh, you're not the usual guy I ignore.
There's a new guy to ignore.
Yeah, and there was a guy in the alley. I sort of looked. It was like he's breathing. He's fine. When I was walking my dog one
So
morning.
you do check pulses?
I didn't check a pulse. I just looked.
But you confirmed
like,
confirmed movement.
He's fine. He's folded up. He's not gonna. If he throws up, he's gonna be fine. And then I came back from walking my dog, and there's a guy parked in the alley, and he's like, "Hey, there's a guy in the alley." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well,
It's his city too.
He's like, "I've been here for 10 minutes." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "And he hasn't moved." I'm like, "Did you check on him?" No. He's like, "Did you call 911?" He's like, "No." Like, why are you involving me?
Yeah.
I already ignored him. You can ignore him just as easily.
Pick a lane. Either
Pick a
ignore
lane,
'em
either
or do something
either
about
care or don't care.
it. Yeah.
But this whole like I'm going to see if someone else will care on my behalf.
Yeah, that you're stretching it there.
You're stretching it.
Yeah. And that's to go back to the Venn diagram again, that's a pretty small, that's a growing segment, I would say. The people who want somebody else to care.
Yes, they're like, why don't you care about this? I'm like, why don't you care about this?
Yeah. I mean,
Throwing it back at you.
I already posted about it. I did my part.
I took a selfie with him.
Yes.
Hashtag outdoor life.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Hashtag hashpipe.
Well, you live right downtown.
Yeah.
So, do you find it dodgy or no?
I don't find it that dodgy, but I'm very mouthy with people, like especially on transit. Like I will say something if you're on transit and you're being nuts. I will say something. It's like if you're going to be screaming faggot, you can get off the streetcar because you were controlling yourself, and now you're not. You're just enjoying yourself. And I'm like, hey, say it one more time. I'm like, okay, yeah. You just have to figure out how to communicate.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
and if it's worth communicating, sometimes I'm like, oh, I engage you. Oh no, we're not going to find any common ground here because you're out in space right now.
I'll let crazy go off the leash and be crazy until they start bothering somebody who usually it's a woman.
Yeah, I will.
And they'll start crowding a woman. Then I'll intervene. But if you want to yell at the cure baldness advertisement on the subway for an hour, God bless.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
When you start towering over a 5 foot tall woman, asking her questions about her purse.
I did throw someone's bag off of the streetcar.
That's a good technique.
I was like, Kitty, go get your bag.
Go chase your shit. Yeah.
Because it's like she was taking off her top and like her tits were out, and that was fine.
I gotta ride the subway more.
They were not great, but I'm like, okay, you do your thing. You're changing. You're getting your stuff everywhere. And it wasn't until she pulled out her crack pipe. I'm like, no. You cannot smoke that.
No.
Like you can't get off if you're gonna smoke that. I don't. Like, and then the doors open and I threw her bag out. I was like, there's your bag. You just gotta time it properly so they can't get back on.
It's one of those things where like I look at someone like that and I think, at least they haven't been shamed by
I
society.
didn't shame them.
No. But I think
shame.
like there are some people that have their crack habit, and they live in a secret world of their crack habit, and to me that's sadder than the person who's smoking crack on the subway, taking their clothes off and fucking screaming at the
just having a
screaming
day.
at the
I'm just
moon.
having a day out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want secondhand crack smoke or meth smoke.
No, it smells terrible.
It smells bad,
It
and I
does.
still can't tell the difference between meth and crack
What
by the smell or the
smell?
pipe. I'm slightly proud of that.
I think the pipe technology is pretty much the same. You just
No,
got to
there's
heat
two
it
different
up and
pipes.
breathe
There's
it
two
in.
different- sound off in the comments if you can help us tell what the pipes I'm stepping on are.
Crack pipe versus meth pipe.
Yeah.
Versus, let's throw the third one in, hash pipe.
Hash pipe.
Right, get the hash pipe in there, and I'm familiar with the tobacco pipe, but I imagine it's a temperature issue for the crack. You need like a glass pipe because you got to get it heated right up.
I don't know.
Because I noticed they also work the blow torches a lot more than like a hash pipe. You just a little Zippo, you're fine.
I just imagine they're just going to brulee something afterwards. Like, I have this tiny little kitchen pastry blowtorch, but I'll have some crack and then I'll make my creme brulee.
I like creme brulee. Yeah, cream and sugar. Can't go wrong there. Okay, all it's missing is a cup of coffee. Yeah. So I wonder if they do that. Do like drop one of them creme brulees on top of a cup of coffee. Boom. There's your dessert.
Just put it in your creme.
Yeah.
Just a cafe au lait creme brulee.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There's
I'm full of good ideas today.
There's your.
After you filled up on elephant jerky, you're like, I still have room for a little something.
Was it elephant jerky?
Yeah,
it was jerky. It wasn't like steaks.
No,
like they just take the leg and just
it was
saw
just
off
the
a
tail.
bunch,
I just chewed on the tail for a
bunch
while.
of round steaks off an elephant leg.
Yeah, no, the legs we turned into waste paper baskets.
Waste paper baskets for Halloween costumes for the kids. Yeah,
adorable.
It's so awful. It's so absolutely awful. But yeah, I find. I'm never particularly scared anywhere in Canada, mainly because I know there's Like the idea, running into a gun is like running into a lightning storm, right? Like it's pretty rare, and you can still run into dodge. Like I think probably the most scared I've ever been is like drunks at a bar, where you're just scared a fight's going to break out and somebody's going to do something stupid, or road rage. I will say that I've seen some very violent road rage in Canada, like people just losing their minds completely.
I do get angry if I'm in the car by myself. You don't want to record me because I'm going to be saying some terrible things.
Yeah. Now, do you say them in such a way that the other people can hear them?
I want them to know that that I think that they're an asshole. I gave 2 people the finger on the way. I was coming on the way here. A helpful cop.
Let's go back to all the way back to 40 minutes ago.
Let's go back to 40 minutes ago when I was trying to get here. So I'm driving. I'm cruising past Sky Dome, whatever you want to call it.
Rogers Center?
Yeah, I think there's a Jays game going
Scotia
on.
Center? Scotia Bay? No, it's Rogers, Scotia something. All right.
And and there's cops like directing traffic, so like they're just telling everyone to go around this corner, like don't stop at the stop sign, just like go. So I'm like, I don't think there's anywhere I can actually go, because my lane is full of cars.
Yeah.
And the cop's like, no, go, and so I go, and then I just immediately stop, and he's like, go. I'm like, where? He's like, you gotta go in the right lane. I was like, but I'm turning left. He's like, you're in no man's land right now. I'm like, I'm here because you told me to go here. Yeah. How much are you making right now?
Oh,
are you making
big
like
money.
$100 an hour to screw up my commute?
It's nuts. The rates that the cops get on the construction, that is one of the sweetest gravy boats in all of city government.
I'm like, why did you tell me to go then?
Yeah. And
figure it out yourself. And then I had to force my way into another lane.
What bothers me about that, because they are making so much money, is they're rarely actively working the traffic situation.
Oh, when there's
like
when the light changes and they're just in the middle of the
when things get really bad, they'll start kind of paying attention, but they really treat it like overtime security desk work.
Put on some white gloves.
I don't mind if the city's
dancing.
If the city's going to pay you, $112 an hour or whatever to be there. Exactly. Give me the Chilean guy with the white gloves and the hat.
Give me the Filipino woman who's like, all right, let's go. You're going
those guys are awesome.
Put some flair into it.
Oh, well, a lot of stuff this week.
We covered a lot of stuff. We're going to get a lot of complaints.
So the things to focus on for next week, Trump somehow manages to give away Taiwan. I think in all of this, with all of the parades and whatnot, all of a sudden, they're going to agree to buy like a bunch of NVIDIA microchips on credit, and Trump's going to be like, and so I gave him Taiwan. And nobody wants it. They already had it anyway, and it doesn't mean anything, and there you go, Taiwan.
I like to call it Little Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Which they also got, but they got that from the British, which was Anyway, and I once again, I think this is going to be a safe bet until probably episode 128. 128.
Rebrand.
That's
when it's going to happen.
The war will continue in Iran.
All right.
Yeah.
We will rebrand when the Iran war is done.
When a superpower is fighting someone who can screw the entire world economy with a Boston whaler, the superpower never wins. Yeah. Elephants can't kill ants. Yeah, but not all of them.
But a lot at once.
But not all of them. And
have you ever seen
if
an elephant shit on an anthill?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that's not an apocalypse for those ants.
Okay, well that's something I'm actually going to go look up now.
Do it.
Because I would like to see an elephant take a shit on an anthill. Now, does it seem like he did it out of spite? Because that would really help.
No, they're not spiteful. Although when elephants are drunk, that's fun to watch.
Drunk elephants?
Oh yeah, they just trash.
All right, there's your rabbit hole of the week, everybody. Drunk elephants.
Drunk elephant videos.
Shitting on anthills. But you can find the show at Preparing to Podcast.
Sure can.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at Dr. Ted Morris.
And you can find me at Chuck B. Jokes. And we thank you for joining us in our 3-camera version of the show. And hopefully everything worked and we're going to be able to hear it.
Yay!
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.